Hello, one and all, and welcome to the September Supermoon Reading Collective. And this is going to be the energy that's going to be going for the next month, because we've got another supermoon coming up next month in October, and the last one in November, I think. Yes. So this is the Harvest Supermoon. We're going to do a collective reading, and then you'll have the individual, and then it'll be in all signs, time-stamped. So you can go and see how it's going to be affecting your particular sign at the end of it. Okay, so what's really going on in the energy in this period here? There's been quite a lot going on. We had the lunar eclipse last night. So that sort of cuts off that energy that's coming through to the earth and obviously through to us and everything. And then we have the supermoon that came after it. So if you imagine that if you take away something and then sort of allow it to shine back, but really, really brightly, it risks to be quite intense, the sort of energies that it's bringing through. And then after that, we have the equinox on the 22nd, which is symbolizing a lot of balance more than anything else. Equinox is where the planet is in line with the sun squarely. And then as time goes on, and then the winter solstice, it's the northern hemisphere is like that, and then the southern hemisphere is closest to the sun, as it were. Not necessarily closest physically, but certainly closest in where the angle. I'm not going to get into too much in the physics because it will probably bore the pants off you. So yes, so we're going into this sort of change where it's coming back into balance, I think. And I think this intense energy that's coming through is also keyed into Pluto in Capricorn. It's in Capricorn at the moment. It's leaving Capricorn in October, November. I can't exactly remember when the dates are, but that's when we really go into the age of Aquarius, as far as I can tell. So what is the autumn about? Because that's what we have in the northern hemisphere. For the southern hemisphere, I'll get onto that in a second. So for the northern hemisphere, the autumn period is really going into a moment of reflection. I describe it like this. It's like a leaf on a tree that falls to the ground, and as it falls to the ground, the tree can observe the leaf and everything that the leaf went through during its process of being born and then gradually falling back down to earth. So it can absorb all the memories of that experience of that leaf over the past year or so, or year or less, and as it comes to the ground, that leaf then contributes to the compost of the tree, so it actually feeds the tree. So it's like the memories of your past are feeding your dreams of tomorrow. That's what the autumn period is. Now, as individual signs, we have that autumn period 3 months before our birthday. So if you are born in August, you're going to have it in August, July and June, and going back to May for some of you. So it works 3 months there. So it's on a personal level, but that's what it's like on a sort of general energy within the earth. So it's a moment of reflection of how things went and over the past year. In the southern hemisphere, we've got a different situation. The harvest moon comes in your springtime. This is obviously northern hemisphere orientated. But the southern hemisphere, and I should say this about the northern hemisphere as well, those excuse me, those of you who didn't see the energy update, basically the energy lines that go across the earth, they go from their highest level down to their lowest level within a second, a millisecond. And that's what defines the equinox for me personally when I go dowsing in lines. So it's a complete and utter reduction of energy within the northern hemisphere in regards to the Earth's energies. And in the southern hemisphere, you're moving from autumn through to winter. During the winter period, it doubles in its size. And then from the winter period to the spring, it goes up by a third and then by a quarter. So you're coming up to almost full capacity in the southern hemisphere. And it's that springtime energy that flows through the earth as well for you. It's rejuvenating a lot of things, or sort of germinating a lot of things, as it were. So you can look at this in two different ways, really, depending on where you live. in the world. So, you know, this is a general reading, so do take into account that. Take what you need and what you don't need, and you know, I hope it helps you sort of like get the best out of life, because that's what the Astroflower tries to do. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to be pulling a few messages on the Earth and seeing what's going on the Earth, on the Astroflower. I'm actually going to pull the messages first more than anything else. With that, there's an Ace of Pentacles want to come out. It's all about seeding here at the moment. Let's just try and get the energies that are coming off. Let's see what's going on there. Okay, so it seems to be, just seeing the energy, how it's sort of flowing around, it seems to be that on the relationship side, this is where we find the balance, the warmth, the coming together, the hugs, the friendliness of life, you know, a real sort of warm balancing of it all. And on the financial side, as you see the energy, it's much more defined, precise, almost like a knife in a way, really going after something. That's what it seems to be. That's what as I can see the energy dancing around, that's what it seems to be doing. Let's just see what the overall general energy for us is of everything. It's sort of know your lot, and this is like it's like know what you've done over the past year, what you want to do in the coming year and stuff like that. It is very much tied into that autumn sort of period as well, but it's also about sort of knowing your lot, of calculating what you've got, and this ties into the spring sort of factor down in the southern hemisphere. And it seems to be a case of sort of saying, knowing what works and what doesn't work. That's what seems to be coming out of that. Yeah, I think this is knowing your lot. A Six of Pentacles, very much a sort of like a card for self, but it's not selfish at all. That's not what being about self is all about. You know, if you're not in a good place, you can't help anyone. And that's what that's all about. And I think it's knowing your lot, knowing what you can give away, knowing what you want to actually invest in, all of those sort of things. And I think that's the same thing that comes off on the relationship side as well. So let's just see what's going on there. Karmic message is really, it's very solid. It's almost as if like there's rules and regulations defined in it, as if to say this is the way, as it were. This is the way. And you get the Three of Pentacles. This signifies good quality work between each other, an emotional sort of sense. And I think this is you know, it seems to be like, you know, there's many ways to express love and harmony with someone. And one of those sort of ways is in, you know, very physical, you know, actions of love rather than words of love. And I think this is what knowing your lot is all about as well. And so you can know your actions. And I think this is, you know, it's on our karmic path to get with one another. So we work well with one another. It's not necessarily saying we need to agree with one another. It's just sort of saying we should work well together. That should be our karmic path. That is what we got to confront. That's the lesson we need to sort of learn in a way within the whole sort of thing, the scenario of society, and get along. Seriously, we've got to stop knocking hell bells. I say this every time, but you know, the idea of just it's just lunacy. It's lunacy, and we've got to stop being driven by people who are lunatics. On the supermoon, lunatics and all of that. Let's just see what's going on with the universe. That's where we get a lot more passion. I think the universe here is sort of saying, if you work nicely together, if you combined your excellence with the excellence of another person or you know, groups of people, if you do that, then the universe is going to provide passionate openings and opportunities within the collective. Whew. A Tower moment. Okay. It's certainly bringing in, when it plays up like that, and it is going outwards, but there seems to be a lot of fire attached to it. As I said, very passionate. And maybe this is just a stark realization. Maybe this month here, as we step into the idea of working with one another, it becomes a bit of a tower moment, in the sense where we actually realize, blimey, we've been doing things so wrong for so long, and now is the time to do things completely differently. And getting behind that in the collective is really important, because obviously it's going to affect us as individuals, but more than anything else, it will give us a good hand, or good control over not knocking hell bells out of each other, not being destructive, and being much more creative. And I think this is what we're talking about here, is getting rid of an old sort of social system, the way we conduct ourselves with one another on a very social sort of sense, and rebuilding something new, which is to do with cooperation and understanding. I think that's what's really important, that's coming out, and that's what the universe will bring into the life. With the past, our past selves, this seems really spiky, as if it's been very conflictual. And I think maybe that's the things we need to look at. What benefits do we get out of fighting one another? I think being honest with one another is incredibly important. And it's absolutely okay to sort of say no. And if the general people say no without fear of, without coercion from society, and been led by the nose, and sort of, social, sort of like virtual signaling in a way, rather than actually doing what is right. I think that's what's caused a lot of the conflict. You get a chariot. We get chariot cards coming in. So yeah, I think basically looking at the world around us and the way we connect in a very human level, through emotions and spirit and so forth, I think I think we'll all agree that it's not exactly the best version of the earth we're looking at the moment. Therefore, if we're starting from a place that's really quite low, it's going to be really easy to get victories very quickly. And I think this is what it's saying here, sort of saying the past has, the past has led us down a path that if we change certain things, it will bring in great victories very quickly for us. So the future self here, our future self, what we're trying to egg ourselves on, there's a lot of energy there. It's a lot of power, and it's not tall. It's really it's grounded energy. It's being this is the common sense application. I talk about the common sense revolution, and this seems to be like the common sense application. A lot of fire, as I said, but incredibly practical. And we got the Four of Wands here. Now the 4 is obviously a square. It's a fixed sort of energy. It doesn't really lend itself well to flowing. And I think this is, it's also a marriage card. It's the idea of unity, of one side coming together with one plan and the other side coming together with the other plan. And that's what what they are celebrating through that. It's like going through a portal, going into a new dimension. And this is where we could actually, working together, which we said on our karmic path, it's very, very solid because it's got a low center of gravity. It cannot be moved. It's almost as like our future sort of saying, look, either we get together or we don't. And if we don't, let's go out with a bang sort of scenario. I'm not up for the go out for the bang, but, all I'm saying is it's pretty much the alternative. So we could really learn a lot with each other here. And what's the future self coming out of this? That's also got it's also got a lot of energy. The lessons that are coming out of this. I think we're going to understand love on a different level. you know, because we've got that 1960s peace, love and happiness love. You know, we got that love about life, which we got through the well-being movement and everything like that. And I think here we're learning how to put it all in one encompassing love. Yeah, there's this way and no other way. That's what comes out for me with the 7 of Wands here. 7 for me is the revealing number, and I think that's the lesson that comes out of it. And it almost as if like, it's like he's defending his pathway, but he's not. All he's doing is actually really just taking hold of one wand and going off on a mission. And I think this is where we do have to go off on that mission collectively to sort of say, no, we don't want to do it like that anymore. And regardless of all the fear mongering you could be telling us, we don't want to do that anymore. And we want to do something completely different. And I think this is where socially we can actually get a lot out of it. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. On the this could be sort of also to do with technology. This could do with material world, you know, that sort of thing. The karmic path here is it's very straight up, but it's also pulling backwards more than anything else. And not pulling outwards, it's pulling backwards. And it's like there's an economic revolution on March. You know, it's marching towards this economical revolution. And I think it started off with Bitcoin and stuff like that. And that seems to be coming to the surface. That's the moon. Okay, we get the moon card. So this is a super moon reading. This is Scorpio cards. And Scorpios tend to be a sign that is, you know, they're well up for human rights and that sort of thing. And really sticking up for people and having things being fair and everything like that. You know, maybe this is what that revolution is all about. And it's bringing, it's our karmic path to examine the ultimate financial exchange or system that brings in alignment with everybody. And I think it's gonna need to come out of us, and it's gonna need to, as a collective, as general, and how we spend our money and so forth is really important. And what you invest in is what you're going to get. And if you invest in, you know, fast food joints, you're going to get bad health system. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what we got to understand. I think this is I think it's our karmic path to actually bring all of that to the surface. It doesn't necessarily mean that everyone makes the same amount of money and stuff like that. You know, we're nowhere near there yet. We've got to there's lots of other understandings that we need to get through. Let's just see what's going on with the universe here. The universe is really nice, and it's pushing us forward as well. It's really pushing us forward to understanding, to examine, I think this, and I think this is what the harmony does. And maybe this is where the energy was pointing. It comes to like a knife point, as it were, like a ridge, as it were, across the flower. And maybe this is what is bringing something to light, bringing something, yeah, look at that, communication. Messages, focal points. There's all of this thing that the universe is bringing in for us in the way of finances and collectivity of how we do this. There was a real understanding, and I don't think it's going to come from, it doesn't feel like it's going to come from like the stock exchange or governments or banks and stuff like that. It's not going to be top tier down. It's going to be more, I feel it's my middle tier outwards. It's like something that comes from the center and goes out, rather than actually something that comes in and changes from the outside. It seems like this is an understanding from within. And our past self, is tied into the moon. I think this is what that knife edge is revealing. Yeah, it's revealing the wisdom and understanding, judgment. And I think we're coming to a point of judgment of how we financially do things. So we give away a lot of our money to entities such as governance and so forth. We give a lot of our taxes away, and then they spend it as they see fit. And with this world of technology, maybe it's a case where technology comes into it, so we have a greater control over where our money is being spent. And I think that's part of the evolution. I think this is where people are going to start, who are paying the taxes, you know, which is pretty much everyone, but is demanding that change. Is demanding that change. And it is a real wisdom that's coming out of every single one of us. What's the future self pulling onto us? I get like, you know, like chains and shackles that are being broken. That's what I get. We are being, you know, yeah, chains and shackles that are being broken, that we're being liberated for some way. And we get the Queen of Wands. Wow, look at that. Fire and air from the past to the future. Really, really powerful energy going on. Queen of Wands, I think it's being very excited about a lot of different things that are going on in the financial sector, where we can start utilizing our technology to make change. And it's the way people use that and spend their money, which could well be the key in all of this. And that's where the drive to sort of change the way we do the system, where we actually choose where we spend our collective money. You know, let's just see what the general outcome is, or the lesson from this here. We actually have the power, and we don't, you know, we're always presented as if we don't. We've got to go to the bank cap in hand and everything like that. Whichever it is in the material world, you've got to go and apply for a job. Do you know what I mean? And it's always, I think the lesson is that we're realizing actually with this, you know, with modern day technology, what we got, we can actually have a lot more control over the situation. And yeah, and I think this is it, is streamlining those 3 cups into that 1 cup there. And creating something very much that is new and in line with our being, our spirit of what we, you know, and we have an opportunity here to turn around and say, let's imagine if, you knew the budget of the government was X billion or whatever it is. And we were invited as individuals to fill out a form saying, okay, well, I'd like 10% of that to go to education, 10% of that to go to health and etc., 10% of that to go to ecology, 14 to go to, 10% to go to roads, whatever. We choose the percentage. So, and you kind of go, nuclear bombs, no, forget it. Don't bother. I'm not going to give my money to that. And it may reveal a great deal in society of how society actually is. And if we did that across the world, it'd also be a good eye opener, where there's a lot of anger in the world. It will work things out really well. So maybe that's a real possibility that can come down the line. Let's just see what we do up with the clarification with all of this. On the relationship side, with the overall energies, you get the Temperance card. Yeah, I think patience with one another. I think that's a very key thing in getting it together. But at the same time, we've got to realize that there's no other way of doing this than doing it together. And once you are patient, the only reason we are patient is because we're going to be active about something. And I think the activeness is coming into play. And look at that, you got the moon and the sun on that card as well. So it's utilizing the moon. Super moon only exists because of the sun. Obviously, the moon has no glow whatsoever. And the only reason the moon is shining is because the sun is shining on it and reflecting it. And I think this is where realizing what good power we have, what good sun energy we have in us. On the karmic path, we have the 3 of Pentacles with the 10 of Wands. This is what I said about earlier on. It's not being selfish. It's working well with one another. Doesn't mean necessarily that one person has to do everything for everybody else. And I think this is where it's understanding, leaving space for other people to do things, as much as you taking up that space if you're not doing anything and do something. I think that's really important. That's where everybody can find their place within this whole thing. What's going on with this? This Tower, well, we get the Fool card, a real leap of faith. Yeah, a real leap of faith in the human race. I fundamentally, I have a lot of faith in the human race. So obviously sometimes when I look out in the world, it gets a bit sort of dampened. But, I try not to look out too far. Trying just to look within my community, because then that's the best way to sort of evolve life, But there is this leap of faith here that the universe will ask us to do. So I'm kind of going, if you now know what you should be doing, or you now know what's good for everything, got to go ahead and do it. And I think that's where the leap of faith comes in. With the, with the past self here, with the Chariot card, you get the Hangman, seeing things differently. And this is what I'm saying is like, when we're starting from a place, and once we can see things clearly, how things really work, and if we start from a place where the social cohesion between people and the joy of just being with people is sometimes a little bit stretched, if we're coming to a place where it's coming from a place that's difficult, it's very easy to make those successes. But we do need to recognize and to do things differently. And then we get in our future self with the Four of Wands, you get the Six of Pentacles. It comes back to that idea that the only way harmony and balance can be made in celebration is everybody finding their place. And this is what I mean about leaving place for other people to grow, as much as you or me or whatever having to grow into that space, and recognizing, where it is good for you and what is good for you. At the top, you get the Empress energy. Look at that. We get the moon, we've got the sun, and we got the earth. And it's all to do with equinox as well. It's all to do with eclipses. It's all to do with the idea that this is the path to follow. There is no other path to follow. It's so obvious. And we've got to be passionate about that. And once we are passionate about that, we can create a whole new world. And I think this is what we could realize this month here in very small doses. It's not going to be, someone turns up on the telly and sort of says, "Hey," and everyone goes, "Hey." That's it. We're all cool. That's not how it works. I think it's got to work in our actions on a daily basis, within our community, with our neighbors, just trying to help things run along smoothly and go really nice and be creative rather than destructive. On the financial side, we get the Sun. So that's on the relationship side, the Temperance card with the Sun and the Moon. With the overall energy, you get the Sun here. We get the Sun here. And I think this is where we got to enjoy putting ourselves first by sort of saying, I don't want my money to go to this. I want my money to go to that and everything like that. And deciding us how we spend our money. And it's not, it's not on the fine details. It's sort of saying, out of that, I'd like 10% to go to that, 10% to go to that, 10% to go to that. And, and it's, I think if we did that, at least we're going to be getting some sort of governance, which is going to sort of reflect who we are as a species, as a planet, and I think it's going to make it us. We're going to be much more happy about life when we do that, because we have a certain control over things. With the Moon, we get the Strength card. Yeah, we've got to be strong to have a good look at the situation and not get sort of fobbed off. Got to quell our doubts, say goodbye to our doubts and allow us to really open up to something that could be momentously changing for the future generations. With the with the universe and the Eight of Wands, we get the Ten of Cups. This is messages and guidance and sort of focal points of happiness after difficulty. And I think this is where the difficulty comes in recognizing how we can, how we can change things or what needs to be changed. And this is where the universe is kind of going, if we recognize that, the universe is going to give us a lot of understanding. And I think a lot of things, as I said, is going to come from the middle, not the top echelons of society or the lowest parts of society. I think it's going to come from the middle part of society who knows the situation. They know poverty is not too far away, and they know wealth is not too far away. They understand both sides of the situation in a way. And it can be very straight-laced and a bit boring, but I think that's the best way to go. King of Swords, wisdom and judgment. And is there disappointment? I think there's disappointment. I think we've got to examine in the past where materialistically, technologically, governance-wise, financially, there's multitudes of areas where it didn't live up to what it was being presented as. And that was probably to sell the human race on a certain idea, like 5G or sort of, healthcare systems and stuff like that. And I think I think through that judgment of our past, there's some things that we're quite disappointed in. And so it's a thorough investigation or a thorough examination of how we do things and what we can put in place to make things a lot better, and how they and how we can change things. In our future self, we get the Queen of Wands, very passionate in multitudes of different areas. It also, through that passion and connecting a lot of different dots, it also evokes a lot of the sensation that life is magical. That's what the Queen of Wands gives us. It gives us a very happy, joyous, enthusiastic, inspiring passion for life. And on the clarification, we get the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is my most favorite card. It's the Hierophant learns the idea of body, mind, and spirit. The High Priestess, she learns from spirit, mind, and body. She comes from the other angle. As you can well see there, there's on his t-shirt, there's like a staff with three lines to it. That signifies that sort of those three lessons: the body, mind, and spirit, and in that order. And this is very much learning about what we physically need to do in order to put in place that ultimate dream, that sun, that star that's right at the top there. And understanding that and realizing that within us will allow us to really evolve enormously quick and efficiently, certainly by using the technology and everything that goes along with it. And look at that. What did I say? With the Four of Cups, I talked about the idea of distilling what we've done in the past. And that's the best thing about the Five of Cups as well. The Five of Cups is usually 3 cups that are spilt and 2 cups that is just behind you. And that's where we can get into the idea of reaching for that unity of 2 cups through our financial system, using our technology to, use our money wiser or differently, which is very much more in line with us. And that is where we got to put our heart and soul into the whole situation in order to create that future. That's what we're going to want out of it all. And that future is based upon total happiness, really. That's what it's all about on the financial side. It's very good happiness to be had. So collectively, we have work to do, but I don't think it's hard work. I think it's incredibly rewarding work, satisfying work, and actually doing things that make a difference rather than just moving the furniture around in the same room. Nothing's really changing. It's just the perspective that changes. We've all gone through that whole sort of thing of right and left and right and, sort of Republican and Democrat and Labour and Conservative. We've all been through that whole sort of right, left, right, left. And now it's a case of kind of going, well, how about we just take a bit back the control of the situation? And I feel that's what the energy is coming through and allowing us to be a lot more passionate about that. Okay, so that's the collective, I think, in this month here. We have got a great opportunity, obviously. Let's go into the all signs about this. We'll be starting off with Aries and we'll be going right through to Pisces. And basically, I'll be pulling a few cards on how best you can interact and how best you can use this vibration in the collective to help you. Okay, so starting off with Aries. Welcome, Aries, to your lunar super moon, harvest moon. Let's just see what's going on for you. Excuse me. See what's just feeling the general energy around what's going on. There's a lot of passion, a lot of fire, and I think it's a lot to do with how the understanding is applied. That seems to be the role of Aries in all of this. Much within the financial world, also within the relationship side. There's a definite energy that's going up around the top there, and I think this is where it's how you help the world, the collective, to actually apply what we're agreeing upon. It's not necessarily telling people what to do. That's not what it is. It's almost as if like you're leading by example. That's what it seems to be, where you're certainly within the relationship and how we conduct ourselves with one another on very much on a social sort of level, because Aries has that capacity to be firm but fair, in their approach to things. And I think this is where they're also very good at very sort of kind of going, okay, this is what we've decided, let's start applying it and making sure the application is done, because there's nothing, Aries does work incredibly well. So I think it plays a lot more with these sort of cards at the top here, but it does play slightly with this here with the Three of Pentacles. So what's going on? Well, you got the Hangman here, which is in this, and this could be about sort of helping the world to see things in a different way, how we apply ourselves in the world. And I think it's how we apply the unity between us. And it's as I said, firm but fair. And it's like, that's where the leaving the space of others into your life will leave them, allow others to also explain and help you, Aries, and the world around you, help you to not try and do too much for everybody that is around you. And you get the Moon card on there as well. I think this is possibly here where you are, you're being one of these signs that is, it brings you to the fore. It really shines a light on things. And it also, I think you're very good at helping the world to see things in a different way, because you're seeing aspects of you this month here that you wouldn't normally see. And you get the Four of Wands. Look at that, past to future. And it's how it's where you help this most, the sociable side, is how we enact the decisions or the ideas that we have, or the good vibrations that we have with one another. And I think this is where you can really be a real sort of strong part in society in doing that. On the financial side, similar sort of thing. You get a lot of energy at the top there. And I think this has got a very similar sort of tone to it as well, of sort of kind of application in the way in which we do things. And you get the Knight of Cups. This is where you could offer in that Ace of Cups as well, Aries. And maybe it's a case of where what you're doing here is standing up and being that offering of, if we're going to do it, then yeah, I'll go ahead and be the first one. And that's where we're going to see, starting a movement in a way that comes out of joy and happiness. And you get the Page of Swords which is a learning curve. And it is learning about that offering of what you're putting into the world around us. Let me just get another card. That's the card that wants to come out. And you get the Three of Wands. And this is a journey that's going to take time. It's not a journey that's going to happen overnight. It's the start of a journey. And the Three of Wands here can be seen as a procrastination card. But at the same time, you've got that Page of Wands, which is exploring about converting ideas into reality. And this is where I think there is options still at the moment. And it almost feels like, you know, with your passions that you could put into your financial world, you can use this new vibration that's coming through the collective to change things, to open up your options of where you take your life in regards to your job, your business, and your projects. You're really opening up to something which is very, very fulfilling for you. But take your time here. Don't go all in. As I said, you could be the first one that's doing something within the financial world, but don't go all in. Just do it that it feels right for you to do, but without risking everything. So you can also see your options, but it is at a moment of choosing between one way and another. And I think this is where you can help society enormously. There you go, Aries. You've got your full weekly reading coming out on Saturday. So I will see you there for that. Thanking you very much for all the support and everything like that you give to this channel. Absolutely lovely. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy. Right, moving on to the next one. We're moving on to Taurus. Taurus. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Super moon coming your way. I think you're going to enjoy the financial side. And I also think it's going to take a lot of stress off you on your relationship side or the emotional sort of side. Let's just see what's going on here. Yeah, I think this is, you seem to be tied into this idea of, you know, getting victories out of the past, seeing things in a different way. I think this is where you can interact with society in a really good way. It's also about this card here, the Tower card, and that, you know, when you know, the Tower moment strikes and the realization strikes, you know, Taurus is one of those signs that is just gonna plow on. Generally is gonna or get on. The moment, you know, it's easy to see where you're going and what you want, it's easy for you to start putting that into action. And on the relationship side, I think you're doing this. I think you're helping. It's almost as if like you're giving society and that's a nudge up the backside to say, come on, let's do it. Go on, go, move forwards. You know, you're encouraging things to move on. Yeah, there's a lot of curiosity around about this, going off on a journey. I think you're instigating this journey within society as well, in a really beautiful way. And as you instigate it, yeah, you get the Four of Pentacles here. And I think that Four of Pentacles comes out of that Six of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. With the Four of Pentacles, it could be holding on too tightly. So, you know, you may be having problems of letting go and joining that logical revolution, common sense revolution. And I wouldn't worry about it. You know, go off on that curious mission. And once you do, this is where you can put in the boundaries of actual quality rather than quantity scenario, where you know, you're showing to people, sort of saying, don't put your energy into, you know, into things that are not within your strengths. And this is where you could really help society by sort of like being very sort of clear about where you're going and what you're going towards. And then you get the Page of Swords, converting ideas into reality. And I think this is getting on and doing in a way in society, in connections with relationships and with your spirit. The best way for you to get the best out of the world is just to go ahead and do, and don't get distracted by a lot of other things in the world, or trying to do too much more than anything else. I think that probably applies to that Ten of Wands. And, you know, this is where you could be that person who is helping galvanize the world around you into engaging in new ideas. And I think it's going to make you feel a lot happier about life. On your financial side, on the financial side of things, This seems to be played into this more than anything else, into the future self. And I think you've got a very good vision about happiness in regards to finances here. I think you've been playing a lot with the work, play, balance of life. And it seems to be that you have a heads up on that you can bring to the scenario. I think you've got a working, I think you can contribute to the way in which we apply the changes in life. You get the Empress. This is it. Empress with the, where was the Empress card? It was over that side. Okay, so, Empress with the Hierophant is a really good card about converting into a new world, creating something new, creating enormous amounts of abundance, almost like a bit of a, it's also being very popular as well within the world around you. And I think this is where you could be very inspirating through business. So if you want to get through, get the best out of job, business or projects, use your inspiration through it and allow that to channel through. I think that's what's going to bring you some really good results. Yeah, some really good results. Justice as well with the Empress card on the financial side. That gives you that balance and harmony. And it gives you that just energy as well, that righteous energy. I think that you can bring to the party more than anything else. And then you get the 4 cups at the top, which was the lesson out of that thing there. And I think this is where you are really, sort of, how you can combine a lot of different things with that, with the Empress card and with the Justice card. I think you get reason, and this is helping. You're going to help the world to streamline life into a much more enjoyable way to do finances or material side of life. And it would work really well for you to get involved in the creation of a structure, of the mechanics of the way things work and the way, we do business and stuff like that. And that could be through your business, your job, or your projects. Whatever way it is, it's application and application and application. There you go, Taurus. Thanking you very much for being with us. Really do appreciate it. Don't forget, you've got the weekly readings coming out on Thursday for you. We've also got the energy videos that we do on this channel. I hope you get the best out of all of those sort of things. Thanking you very much for all the support that you show this channel through the YouTube system. It's absolutely beautiful to see. And I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Gemini. What's going on for you, Gemini? Let's see what's happening for you in this supermoon month of the harvest moon. And let's just see what's going on with the energies for you. It seems to be that there seems to be a connection on the relationship side. There seems to be a connection with the general energy and the energy from the universe. And I think this is where it's like you're helping with the process of doing things. So basically understanding, having patience with the situation and knowing how to put good ideas forward and first, and practical things you're very good at and applying it. But, it's within a world that is going to be enormously changing. And this is where I think if you have this ability to bring to relationships of, if we do these activities, you enjoy these activities, I enjoy these activities. In theory, we should be able to enjoy it. And this is how we should go about it in sort of time, encouraging others to really engage in life more than anything else. Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom there. This is you. This is totally you. You being you in your relationship side. How you approach things, I think, is going to be very much appreciated by the people that are around you in this month. And also by society in general. I think it's going to be very appreciative to you. And a Page of Cups. Yeah, you could be dreaming about this position for a long time, of taking a place within a family, society, within the people that are around you, where you feel that you're really appreciated, and it's converting the impossible into possible. That's the sort of thing we get off the Page of Cups as well, and learning how to do that. And I think that's where your wisdom comes into place within society. It helps society realize that the impossible can become very possible. And what do you get out the top of it? The justice. I think this is where, you know, you're getting recognition, not only from, you know, groups of people and society, but also within the person, you know, the person that you love the most, or you know, the people that you appreciate the most that are around you. I think it puts you in a very, very beautiful position in order to do that, and that comes from within your wisdom. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. Yeah, this is an overseer. There's it's like you're connected to every area. It's almost as if like you're project managing this transition. That's what it seems like here. And it seems to be you're the almost like the go-to person who's got the blueprints of what we're doing. It's not necessarily, you didn't necessarily invent the blueprints, but it's like responding to society of how we apply that through your job and your business and your projects. And you have the Page of Swords here, which is really good. It's coming up from everybody, every sign at the moment. And it is a case of converting ideas into reality, which I think you're doing here. Did we not get the Page of Swords elsewhere? I thought we did, but no, we haven't. On the collective. But this is what's driving you in the force, in your job, your career, your business, is getting those ideas into reality. And how do you do that? How do you go about that? And once you start getting those ideas in society around you, this is where society can really help you as much as you can help them. And yeah, it does make for a Wheel of Fortune moment for you. It makes things very fortunate for you. You become this, as I said, go-to person that has the blueprints. And I say, it's not necessarily, you didn't create the blueprints, but you know how to apply them and create them in society. And then you get the Nine of Wands at the top. As you convert ideas into possibilities with that Page of Swords, ideas into reality, the Wheel of Fortune is that you're going to be able to deal with a lot of stress that people will come to us. You know, people will come to, should we do this? Are we going to be able to do it? Are we not going to be able to do it? And I think you're dealing with a lot of stress from the world that is around you in society. But you have the capacity to do that. And I think that's what your Wheel of Fortune's all about. I think you're dealing with the stress from the world around you rather than from the stress that is within you. But the Nine of Wands, you know, it's got that sort of healthy boundaries sort of scenario going on. And it's got that Eight of Wands at the base. So that comes through from that. And I think where the Wheel of Fortune plays into your favor and makes you a lot more sort of buoyant and joyous about where you're going financially, you're also very wary about what went on in the past. And that's where I think you, with these boundaries, these healthy boundaries that, you know, sort of stop you from going down the wrong path. I think that's also, once you start applying that, that's what also can be applied in the general world that is around you, in nature that is around you, within the human species that is around us, and the collective. And you have, as I said, the blueprint, you have those natural boundaries that you can help people to deal with their stress. And I think that's where you've got those healthy boundaries in the process of going forward. There you go, Gemini. Thanking you very much for being with us. Don't forget, you've got your weekly reading coming out on usually Sundays. So I will see you there for that. I hope you get the best out of the energy videos that we do as well on this channel, and all about the sun and everything like that. Thank you very much for all the support you give to this channel, and I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Moving on from Gemini, we're going on to Cancer. Cancer, Queen of Pentacles wants to drop out. And there's a lot of security that may be coming into all of this. Let's just see what's going on with the general energy that's with you. On your relationship side, well, this is funny. You've actually got more earth in you than you do water, and according to the Astroflower. And this is a real earthy position you're taking, because there's a connection to the outside world of how we go about rebuilding a new way of interacting with one another. But it's also tied into the past as well. And it's almost, it's like you hold the judgment of society upon themselves. So it's like, you know, it's almost sort of saying, oh no, should we do this and do this? And Cancer comes along and sort of says, we've already done that and it wasn't good. You know, or we did that, yeah, it's not bad. We probably need to reassess how we do it to make it better. But, you know, that sort of thing, I think it's playing into the past. You got a lot of Eight of Swords. I think you're happy for this change. I think this change that is happening within the collective is very refreshing to you and liberating to you. I think the old way of doing things in society, where we had less control over the scenario, I think you've come to the end of the line with, and it's just like, kind of, I don't want to have to deal with that anymore. And it's, yeah, I think you've come to the end of the line of that. And yeah, and that's what's coming out of it. That freedom comes out the King of Cups. Absolutely balanced, beautiful energy. And it's how to convert the emotions into reality, which I think ties in with the Three of Pentacles here. And that's, you know, that Tower moment there is that sort of like, it's got to come down. It's got to change. Things have got to change. And it could be your love life that needs to change and stuff like that. And it's finding that harmony within you suddenly starts, and seeing things in a different light. You will start getting some good results and being able to find a place that is good for you more than anything else. And the general outcome from that, yeah, Two of Pentacles. You're sort of saying what works and what doesn't work. What I said earlier on, sort of like you're saying to society, or you're saying to the people that are around you, you know, we've done that before, didn't work, you know, or done that before, it worked, could be better. And it's revealing a lot to you. It's revealing a lot about, you know, finally what you want. Let's just see what goes on the financial sort of side. This goes into the karmic path here, and it's got that moon card and the strength card on the moon on the karmic path, and it's almost as like in the financial exchange and the development, it's your role or job to keep us on the straight and narrow. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, I think this is all about quality rather than quantity. I don't think this is a case of holding on too tightly, because it doesn't seem that there's anything else involved in it, and it certainly didn't feel like the energy that's to do with that. I think this is where you have an important role in societies by sort of saying, you know, we recognise this, we've got to be strong and true to it, but now let's start working to something that's a lot more quality rather than quantity. And there's no you know, cutting corners or shortcuts here. There's only one way of really putting this into action. And you get the Page of Pentacles that comes along with it. Yeah, the Page of Pentacles is learning about that cycle of money, or the cycle of material, how you plant the seed, how it grows, and what rewards it gives you. And you're learning a lot about how to create a lot of luck in the material world within your career path or your business path or whatever it is. And sticking to it will be really true. And at the top, you get the Strength card. Yeah, I think if you really want the best out of life, I think you've got to look at what is the good quality within you, and how you can, you know, the process, or how you can go about growing that sort of opportunity, that real lucky opportunity that's coming into your life through that, with the Page of Pentacles, and being very strong and true to it, really confronting not only yourself, but your fears as well. And realizing that your fears just, half the time they just don't manifest, do they? So there you go, Cancer. Thanking you very much for being with us. You get your weeklies coming out on Friday. I will see you there for that. I hope you get the best out of the energy readings as well, the energy updates and so forth on the channel. It should help you to get a lot more out of the weekly readings and how the sun affects the energies that are around us and within you. So yes, thanking you very much. I'll see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Leo, welcome, Leo. Let's just see what's going on for you on this. You're going apparently off on a mission on the relationship side, and just sort of I think that's, yeah, you're going off on a mission. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Let's just see what the energy is coming here. Yeah, you got that. I think how you take the changes through the Tower moment in society, where this realization that we can actually come together in a much, much better way, and stop this sort of messing around. I think you're recognizing the changes in the past that need to happen, and you're seeing it very clearly, very quickly, and it allows you to take center stage in regards to how we apply ourselves in life, and how we apply ourselves in our connection with other people that is around us. You get the Two of Swords. It's all about a choice. I do get this sort of sensation where it's like you're on this horse sort of saying, are you coming and you're not? Are we going or are we not? Are you doing it or you're not? And it seems to be that sort of way of holding true to order and stability within that transition seems to be the role. And you get the Seven of Wands. Yeah, as I said at the top there, you got the Seven of Wands out, the end game, and how you can convert the old ideas into a reality of your future. With the Seven of Wands, there's a pathway that you need to go down. There is an evident path. There's no other way around it. And it's coming out of victory. It's coming out of victory in the sense that society is waking up to it all. And you get the Queen of Swords. And I think this is where you can be a pivotal role in the gouvernail, as the French would say. It's like the rudder of a boat. You're setting that position for society. And as you do set that position, that's what brings in the best for you. In life, you get a really good sort of like front seat in regards to that. Let's just see what's going on your financial side. This plays into the future. This plays into that Hierophant and that Queen of Wands. There's a lot of excitement there and a lot of getting involved and using that passionate energy to advance things. And I think that's what you're driving towards. You get the Three of Wands at the base. It's almost as if like you've got to recognize it in society, that change in the way in which we do finances, or you can feel that zeitgeist, that sort of like underlining change or energy that's going through the finances, through job, through business, and you can seize upon that. You have that capacity, but in order to seize upon it, we need to be a little bit patient at the beginning in order to seize upon it. And you get the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is it's a healing, it's recuperation, it's bringing stability and harmony back to the financial world. Bringing back stability and harmony to the business world, basically, of how we do things. And that's what seems to be the pushing factor for you, more than anything else. It's that sort of bringing harmony back to this, financial world through you feeling the undercurrent of what everybody wants and what everything is. Just don't try and take on too much. And I think yeah, I think you have this capacity to try and do too much if you're trying to do a business or a job or project. You know, uh, play to your strengths more than anything else, rather than trying to cover all the bases for everybody else. I'm not sure that's the ultimate way that's going to help you more than anything else. I think it's more of a case of you being very decisive and what makes you feel good about your job, your business, and your projects, and what angles you need to push according to what is filtering through the collective. The moment you do that, you're going to get a lot of rewards. So there you go, Leo. Thanking you very much for being with us. Thank you very much for all the support you show this channel through the YouTube system. Very much appreciated. Your fire readings are on Saturday, so I will see you there for that. Or you have also your energy updates and the other videos that we do on various spiritual topics and what have you. I hope you're getting the best out of all of that. In any which way it is, I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. On to Virgo. Yes, Virgo. Happy birthday to all you Virgos having your Virgo birthday this week. Really, yes, coming to the end of your birthday season, time to get on and so forth. So yes, this is a real transition moment for you more than anything else. Let's just see where the energy is playing within the relationship side of life. It's certainly playing in the top section there, where we get the Seven of Wands and the Empress card. And I think this is where you're seizing the idea of this is how we should do things. And it's getting that overthinking in control, getting that perfectionist side a little bit under control, I think will really help you here. But also the Empress is about taking a lot of different things in life and creating something new. And you're very good at that, you know, Virgo, and you should be possibly playing to that strength. When you get the Hierophant, yeah, knowing the steps you need to take in order to get to the rewards. And this Hierophant here, you know, it's all about that sort of, it's that cross keys moment where one life is opening to another through the understanding of body, mind, and spirit, of how we engage in the world that is around us in a very productive way. And I think this is it's very difficult for you, Virgo, but it's asking you to play that role, by the looks of things, of bringing unity back to the world, back to your community, your friends, your family, your partnership, you know, your partner or your loved one. It's all about bringing that and knowing the steps you need to take. And I think you do know the steps, and it's a case of applying them. And look at that, at the top you get Justice. You're going to get real, if you start really applying, or, you know, by showing people around you, you apply it through your life, which brings unity back to you, and it will bring unity back to other people that are around you. And then it brings you that harmony and that balance back to life, which gives you that justice aspect in society around you. On your financial side, let's just see what's going on there. I think it's the karmic path. I think you're very good at uncovering ideas or situations, or, you know, getting down to the nitty gritty of life and knowing how things are and how they work and everything like that. And I think this is where you play, you know, together with the Moon and the Strength card, and you go also, your energy seems to be playing in with the Five of Cups and the King of Swords. It's that wisdom that you're applying to life, which allows you to investigate and uncover a lot of things about what hasn't worked, what has worked, and stuff like that. That's what you seem to be doing. And you have the Temperance card here, which you had on the other side here, on the general energies. Being patient and sometimes to reveal things, it takes time. And this is where the patient card comes into action, where you've got to be patient about revealing stuff in the world. And it could be about your job or your business, where you've got to be patient about, so like if you've got a business and you put a new product out there, you've got to be patient to see whether it works or not. And rather than looking for the instant gratification, which, you know, you love enormously, I think you need to be very patient about this long haul, as it were. Yeah, there's the Seven of Pentacles as well. You are really nurturing a greater success. And by looking at things in, profound ways in the financial world, I think this is where you bring success to the party. And all of a sudden, what comes out the top is that Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, I think, ties in with that. I think it ties in with that Ace of Cups as well, and how we actually do things. And the Page of Cups is now what seemed impossible in the past now becomes possible. And all of a sudden, you are in this position where you can see how to convert that whole idea of kind of, the idea of saying, I want 10% to go to education, want 10% to go to this, and that actually the general public can have a real say in how our money is spent, because it's our tax money that we pay. And I think you sense that, and that's where you could be a major player in all of that. Anyway, there you go, Virgo. Thanking you very much for being with us. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Really do. Your weekly reading is on a Thursday, so that'll be coming up tomorrow. Yeah, I hope you get the best out of the energy updates and all the other sort of like spiritual videos we do on this channel. So yes, thanking you very much. And don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, Libra. Why is it always nights that just keep jumping out? Libra, welcome to your supermoon reading. You're part of it. You get the Knight of Wands that just want to jump out. And it, I take it on the relationship side. It's like there is a desire to explore the love that you have within you. That's what it seems like. Yeah, this is playing to the future self. I think you really are looking to the future here and how you best can explore things in life. You are in your winter period. By the end of this week, we're coming into your sign. So it's really getting on and doing. And I think this is where you want to put yourself first. And yeah, you get the Magician card. Of course you do. Why would any other sign get it apart from Libra? You can manifest. This is what I think you want to explore. Go off on a mission, explore your passions, or explore the love that is within you. And once you do, I think you can really start manifesting a lot of things. The only thing you need to worry about here is trying to take on too much, trying to do too much. Do too much for other people without doing enough for yourself. And if you can start manifesting it, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to sort of apply yourself into a way that actually it benefits everyone else before me. No, you've got to apply it so it benefits you, and then the secondary benefit is the people around us, because that's what the Six of Pentacles is all about. And that's what it seems to play in with the Six of Pentacles, with the Four of Wands. Yeah, you're looking for love and you're trying to manifest it. And maybe it's a case of don't try too hard to manifest love. And I think we've seen that in your readings as well. Don't try too hard to manifest love. More than anything else, just try and manifest the exploration of your love within you, your passions within you. And I think you'll get the best out of it, out of life. I think it's a real different understanding of love, of what you're getting. And through that different understanding is a whole new kettle of fish, a whole new way of application or applying yourself in with your friends, family, community, your partner, whatever it is. It's really opening up for you. On your financial side, let's just see what's going on there. It seems to be playing into that. The Four of Cups and the Ace of Cups. I think you're very good at seeing how things work, and then sort of making sure that it is applied to the letter. And this is where you can really open up your heart's desires in regards to what you want in the way of business, job, and projects. And it seems to be where you are applying yourself in the world that is around you, which gives you the good results. You get the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, a long-term goal, long-term plan, I think is coming to fruition for you in life. And it might be a case of sort of saying, you know, I want to buy a house, but I need to get a job first. So you've got this job and you're now getting to the end where you're getting enough regular money in now to actually get a loan to get a job. You got a Tower moment. Well, do you have a Tower moment? But there seems to be a Tower that's going on here. And I think you've been working on a plan. There is no doubt about it. You've been working on a plan. There's something that comes in that changes that plan that you're working on in a very positive way. It may not seem that at first. It may create a lot of new stuff, which is what you love, discovering new stuff. But when it's imposed upon you, it's not so enjoyable. You have less control over the situation. And I think this is where it's allowing you to be a lot freer. Yeah, because something is coming in that is so much more important. With the Ace of Wands here, you have got this opportunity that comes in out of, so you may lose a job and you may kind of go, oh no, I've lost a job. And then all of a sudden you get offered another job. It's absolutely brilliant. And working to that long-term plan, maybe you're getting what you get and it's a bit of a Tower moment for you. But when it does come, it opens up the doorways to a lot more possibilities within life. So there you go, Libra. Thanking you very much for being here with us. Don't forget, you've got your weekly readings on Sunday. I hope you get the best out of the energy updates and all the other sort of spiritual videos we're doing, where we're sort of exploring life on this channel. So yes, thanking you very much for all the support. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, Scorpio, how you doing, Scorpio? Yes, your lunar reading, your super moon reading. Let's just see what's going on for you. Let's see what's going on the relationship side here. It's a lot. It's almost like you're an instigator of that Tower moment. And it's not in a bad way at all. I think it's because you're asking questions. And it's like sort of kind of going, well, why can't life be like that? And that's what's creating that Tower moment. And they're seeing things in a different light. There's a lot of changes going on. These three petals here seem to be really grouped together. And it's the application of how we interact with one another, or how you interact with the world around you and engage in society, which I think there's a different way of doing this. And I think you are understanding it and then start applying it in life will actually help the world around to wake up to what is really going on. And for you, it's going to put you on it feels like a really solid footing to open up to major possibilities in the future. Yeah, the Tower. Yeah, I think this is where you're converting a lot. You know, you're provoking this Tower moment by asking questions and by, sort of saying, is this a really good way of doing this? Is this a really good way of having this relationship? Is this a really good spiritual path, or should I be learning something else? But whatever it is a real sort of a wake-up moment. You get the Page of Cups, and I think through this, the Tower moment, it's helping you to realize the impossibilities of the past now become possible, and you're opening up to those possibilities of the past, of the future. Sorry. Yeah, there's also there's a case of wondering about love, and it's like you know, wishing about something that just, oh, I'm never going to meet the right person. And now, because you're forcing that tower moment, it's almost as if like kind of going, oh, do you know what? I reckon I could meet that right person and wonder what they're like. And it's opening up that idea of curiosity. And you get the 9 of Cups at the end of it. Yeah, I think you're opening up to beautiful love and joy in connection with everyone that is around you. And also joy within you more than anything else. On your financial side, on the business side of life, let's just see what's going on there. How we drive to the future, working to the future, I think is really important for you this month here. Opening up to the future, because we're moving from, you know, we're going to be going from over this month, going through the Libra cycle. So we're coming right up to the start of Scorpio. And I think you know how you want things to be done in the financial world or in your financial world. And it's a case of going ahead and doing it. And you got the 3 of Cups. Yeah, I think this is where you are looking to the future. And you are now, you know, through the celebration and the connections with others, you're getting the best out of life or people that are around you. So this change becomes a celebration. This new way of doing things becomes a real celebration that you can apply in your life. Once you start applying it to your business and your projects, I think it's going to bring you the success that you want. You get the 9 of Swords as well. I think with this celebration, it's really saying goodbye to the 9 of Swords. It's saying goodbye to sleepless nights, woes and worries. And I think that's what you're looking for. But at the same time, just by confronting something new, it creates its own woes and worries. And I think you need to be aware of that as you push life forward. As you push things forward, I think you need to be aware of, you know, the brand new stress and strains as you take the step up the ladder can be, you know, can become evident that is in the world around you. But you get the Knight of Pentacles at the top. And this is where I think you can work your way through that stress and strain of that nine of Swords, sorry. I think you can get past it in a really productive way. And it is a case of, through that celebration of enjoying this sort of advancement or this exploration of doing something new within life and using that energy, I think this is where you can realize that you plant the seeds for your own future success. And you know, there is a degree that you're planting that seed for you. Yes, I think that's a good idea. But at the same time, I think it's also planted in the happiness that the human race or the human species can really finally enjoy that material side of life, that material aspect of life, and it becomes incredibly satisfying for you. Okay, so yeah, there you go, Scorpio. Thanking you very much for being with us. You've got your weekly readings coming out on the Friday, or you've got the energy updates, which we do on this channel. I hope you get the best out of that. Helps you to adjust to the changing energy vibrations that are around us. Yes, thanking you very much for all the support you give for the YouTube system. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, Sagittarius. So let's just see what's going on for you, Sagittarius, in this time. Obviously, you've got a super moon during your period as well. So during your birth season, maybe just before more than anything else. We'll see. Yes, let's just see what's going on for you on your relationship side, on your spiritual side. You're welcoming in that tower moment. That's what it seems like. seems like you're kind of going, yeah, let's change things up, let's get things moving, let's do things differently. That's what it feels like. You're sort of like really getting into that universal input into life within relationships, where it's kind of sort of saying, if you understood how to get it on together, then let's just out with the old and in with the new sort of scenario. And that's where you seem to be, a lot of your energy is focused upon, which is beautiful because you've got that lovely bright energy. There is an aspect on the Empress and the Seven of Wands as well. It's almost like because you're engaged in the change in the universe, you also want it to see it through, as it were. That's what it seems to be. And you get the Page of Wands. Yeah, this is, exploring that avenue of that leap of faith along with the changing aspect that the universe is bringing into you. And this is allowing you to play with your passions within your relationships, within your spiritual pathway and everything like that, to explore, to understand. And it should be a very joyous understanding and joyous energy. And you get the Five of Cups. We got that on the other side on the collective reading. I think this new change is going to suit you down to the ground. And I think you're going to say goodbye to those Three of Cups that really just wasn't giving you that peps, that real thing that you really am passionate about. And once you start looking around you in what's going on around you, I think you'll find that actually there's the new aspect that's coming into life it's very stimulating for you. It opens up a doorway for a brand new sort of way of doing things. And look at that with the Ace of Pentacles that come out at the top. Very, very productive things. I think you're letting go of very disappointment in the past. And the way in which you're doing that is being, allow your child to come out and play. Be very sociable, very, allow your passions to, want to overflow, but without, sort of submerging everything that is around you. Once you do that, that's when you're going to provide a whole new situation. And as you do this is where you're going to help the collective around you really take form and take shape about where we're going. A real instigator, investigator, explorer sort of energy that's coming in with that. On your financial side, yeah, it's more sort of plays more into the Queen of Wands and the Hierophant card, which is our future self. And I think this is where you're really, I think with the sense of the change and the that energy, that explorative energy on the relationship side, I think it's opening the doors of, oh, man, maybe I can do things differently within my financial world. Yeah, definitely with the Judgment card. I think what you're doing is you're realizing that going forward, that actually I might have been doing this. So I might have been sort of selling fruit and vegetables, but actually the best thing I should be doing is selling prepared fruit and vegetables. And it's like there's a fine tuning to your karmic path, to where you should be going. And I think it much more in alignment with who you are. Yeah, there's a Nine of Swords. Obviously, once we go into something new, and I think this is what is coming out of this new way of doing things, it creates its own sort of stress, strains, woes and worries, as it were. And I think you've got this this new direction that you need to take, but you don't need to worry about it. I wouldn't take on too much worry. If you're a little bit overwhelmed with with your job, your business or your project, because that's what it could be, that understanding that maybe within your workspace, you're trying to take on too much, or you're just being imposed upon too much. And that's a possibility. And that's what the Judgment card could be, like an awakening for you from that, to sort of say, do you know what? I want to enjoy it. Yeah. And Page, you get the Page of Swords at the top. So you've got 2 pages now, and this is now on your financial side. And I think in order to deal with this Nine of Swords, you've got to, and a lot of people have been getting the Page of Swords, got to be said, and this realization that is within you, what you're realizing is how you apply ideas, or how you convert ideas into reality. And I think this is also within the collective reading, where we're talking about maybe and sort of more of an application of the collective in how we run our finances, how we run the material world. As I was saying earlier on, 10% of education, 10% of that, you know, a real application. And I think you could enjoy that. And I think you may actually sort of like get invigorated by it, but also engaging with it. And I think that's where it's going to help you within your career path and your business and your projects. It's going to help things to open up a lot more for you. So yeah, there you go, Sagittarius. Thanking you very much for being with us. Don't forget your weekly reading comes out on a Saturday. You've also got all the energy updates that we do on this channel. And don't forget about all the spiritual energies that we do, the videos that we do. So it's lovely to have you here. Thanking you very much for all the support you show for the YouTube system. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, moving on from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Capricorn. Hey, how you doing, Capricorn? Pluto in your sign. You must be, like I am, sick and tired of hearing that. But it is coming out of your sign in November. So I think this is really important times to, it's the last clean out of the little bits and bobs that you don't want in your life, you know. That's what Pluto is all about, bringing structures down. It's very much like the Tower moment, really. Plays into it incredibly well. But here is also trying out new aspects of life, like trying out a new pair of shoes and seeing if they're going to give you blisters, basically. That's what it seems like. Let's just see what's going on in your relationship side. There's a bit that ties into the karmic path. I get more out of that, out of your future. So your future self, I get more out of the Four of Wands and the Six of Pentacles. So it's combining your ideals or the plan that you want to live in regards to relationships, in regards to emotions or spiritual path with another. And that could be finding a spiritual sort of practice that goes along with you. And that could well be the Four of Wands. But it's also putting yourself first. And I think there's a lot of criteria that, you know, you're not going to, I don't think you're going to put up with any crap anymore, basically, within the relationship side. And I think this is what society shouldn't put up with it anymore either. And this is why it's better that we work together and play to each other's strengths at the moment it should be played to, than rather than sort of like trying to just pull the duvet over our direction. You get the Nine of Swords at the base. You've got a balanced type of elements that goes through your sign. You know, of all the elements, it's pretty much balanced across the board. And sometimes when things start moving, you're not, you know, unless you are instigating it, Capricorn, you're not a great fan of it. And I think that's what's happening with the Tower moment here. And I think this is why you've got to put yourself first. As the land starts moving, as things start moving, you have to put yourself first. And yeah, you have to stop worrying about it and reach for the skies, reach for the stars, reach for the ultimate version, not of yourself, but also your ultimate version of your connection in regards to sort of love, relationships, or spiritual path, connection with other people. That's really is the best version of yourself combined with the best version of others that are around you. And you get the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is all about spirit, mind, and body, whereas the Hierophant is all about mind, body, mind, and spirit. So this is coming from a different angle, and this is coming totally from a spiritual angle of how you put things in together, like what we see with the Three of Pentacles. And I think this is where you've done a lot of work on yourself over the past few years, especially with Pluto in your sign. But you've done a lot of work, and I think you understand the best combination in order for your spirit to grow and flourish, but also to connect with other people in a really beautiful way. And I think this is where, if you let go of your woes and worries, reach for the stars, I think you'll find that life will fit your hand like a glove. You know, I think it'd be absolutely perfect for you. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. This could have something to do with your weekly reading as well, because it seems to be working on every single level. We're talking about karmic path, interaction with the universe, interaction with the past self, future self, and the lessons to be learning out this week. It just seems like this month here, going from this supermoon, the harvest moon, to the next supermoon in October, because you've had also 2 moons in your sign this year during the summer period, I think it's like you're just off and rocking and rolling. It's almost like you're a trailblazer in front of everything else that is changing in the world. So it doesn't really affect you that much. Look at that, 10 of Cups. That comes in with the universe, with the 8 of Wands. You could be by living your life and excelling at what you do, regardless of what you do, excelling at what you do. I think this is going to be a real eye-opener, or a point of reference for the world around us. It's almost as if, like, the world is trying to catch up with Capricorn, because obviously Pluto was in your sign, so you were going to be the most affected by it. And I think you learnt the lessons, obviously, first, because it's within your sign. And other signs are kind of sort of coming round to that understanding. But I think you've already got there. And yeah, look, you got the Queen of Swords. That means you've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords down one side with the 10 of Cups. Now, the Queen of Swords is all about having a control over her emotions, being incredibly happy, as you should be, but having a control over your emotions because you're choosing a direction. There you go. You got the Queen of Swords. And then the past self and the collective, we have the King of Swords. The King is looking straight forward. That's why he is a card about judgment, wisdom. He knows the path. The Queen of Swords is taking control of her emotions, and she's actually forging her own path. And this is why I think you're a trailblazer. I think you're in front of everything that's going on in the world because you're choosing your path. It's almost as if you're sort of saying, I'm fed up now with Pluto. I'm off. I'm going to go down and do my own thing. And it's that will bring you great success. And look at that. You get the 2 of Swords out the side, at the top. All about making a decision. You've just got to choose to do this, I think, Capricorn. And when you do, and this is the best thing about the 2 of Swords, you become a leader in your own pathway. She also can actually, once she takes that blindfold off and realize that there's no real choices in life, there's just an evident path to follow, your evident path. Once you realize your evident path, she can lift that blindfold off and she can see those islands that are just behind her. And there's so much more to discover in life. And I think that's what's driving you forward, that idea of discovering and making things work and really getting it moving on in your life. I think it'd be absolutely brilliant for you this month. So yeah, there you go, Capricorn. Thanking you very much for being with us. Hope you have a lovely time through the supermoon. Don't forget about your weekly reading on Thursday. So I'll see you there for that, or on the energy updates, or on the other sort of spiritual energy videos that we do on this channel. Thanking you very much for your support, and I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Right, now getting on to Aquarius. Hey, Aquarius, how you doing? Supermoon what is it in? It is actually in it's actually in Aries. So there is a real affiliation between Aquarius and Aries. There is a real understanding between you as 2 signs. A lot of ordinance or orderly stuff going on here. And I think this supermoon here is allowing, both on the financial side, and this could be within your life as well, but also within the relationship side, of putting a bit of order or a bit of structure back into what can sometimes be a little bit emotionally triggering and a little bit sort of emotionally erratic. And I think that's that's the feel I get off that you should be. That's the sort of thing that you could be bringing to the party, as it were. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. There's a definite thing on the past connecting the past to the future, and how we go about that, how we go about creating that new world. And I think this is where I think you can have a very good eye on what happened in the past and what we need to do, or what you need to do in order to change things, what we need to apply in order to get the best out of life. You get the Seven of Cups. This is where it ties into that Seven of Wands that I was saying at the top with the Empress card there. And that Seven of Wands was all about sort of kind of going, this is it, this is the way to do it. That's that order that comes back into it. But also on this and the Seven of Cups, I think this is according, as well to your past, is about sort of saying, I've lived this, I've lived that, I've lived this, I've got these multitudes amount of choices, but it's so obvious I should be doing that. And that's where the order comes in for you. It takes away the idea of choice and substitutes it with the idea of evidence. That is the evident path. That is what I should be doing. And look at that. You get the Queen of Wands. The moment you start following your evident path, this is where you can open up to the idea of combining multitudes of different aspects of life. And this could be playing sport with friends. This could be going out, socializing. This could be, falling in love with someone. Whatever it is, there's multitudes of things going on which you could enjoy every aspect of them. And when you do, and you've got that certain structure to your relationship side, that's when you can you can bring to the party that idea of, actually, do you know what? We can do it. We can get success out of this. And it just makes life feel very magical more than anything else. At the top, you get the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles, pages, they're all about learning. They're learning to be a knight. And the Page of Pentacles here is learning about the cycle of life. Planting a seed, nurturing it, watching it germinate, watching it grow, watching the fruit becoming abundant, and etc. Welcoming the fruit, making the jam and everything like that. And that has got a lot of structure, a lot of order, and it's all to do with timing as well. And I think once you get into this idea that this is the evident path that I should be following, you create a lot of luck for you. And that's what makes life really joyous. And you should be enjoying every aspect of relationship or spiritual pathway for you going forward. Let's just see what's going on your financial side. All right, so with future self again, a lot of signs are moving towards that future self of the Hierophant and the Queen of Wands, which you've already got on one side, on your relationship side. And there's quite a bit that plays into the heart there. It's sort of, you can see a general flow from the karmic path through to the future self, through what we actually do. And I think this is where you can apply your beautiful balanced heart into finances, where we can, as a collective, we can start taking a bit more control over how we do our finances. And as I said earlier on, it could be a case that in the future, because of the technology we got, we could, as individuals, say, look, out of my taxes, I want 10% to go to education, 10% to go to health, 10% to go to the environment, whatever it is, and I think you'll be very passionate about that. And you can help in the way of infrastructure to put it in place. That's what I feel like. So if you, in your business, if you want to change things, or in your job or your projects, you've got to be concentrated on the infrastructure that is within you, within the world around you. And then you get the World card. So it's a brand new dimension you're going into. Capricorn card. So it's got all of these elements that go along with it. Look, you've got all the water, the fire, the earth and the air that you possibly need here. And it's a whole new venture for you. And we saw that on the Empress card over on that side. Did we get the Empress card on this financial side? No, it didn't. But whatever it is, it's going into a whole new dimension for you. And you get the King of Swords. You're getting pretty much the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. You've got that, and you've got that on that side as well. The conversion of the past to the future. And your wisdom will help shape the new world. And I think this is how you do that through your business and your projects. I would really If you've got ideas and so forth, I would really sort of like push them forward, push them into the world that is around you, because that's where the change is going to come from. And you get the Hangman as well. You're helping the world through the clarity and the wisdom and the judgment that you carry into this new dimension. You're helping the world and yourself to see things differently and to see how it really works in a really beautiful way. And that we get that magical aspect of about it all as well, which is where we get the Queen of Wands in the future. And it's really building that future, which is absolutely beautiful. So yeah, there you go, Aquarius. Thanking you very much for being here with us. Got your weekly readings coming out on Sunday. I will see you there for that. We've also got the energy updates and the spiritual videos that we do on this channel. So, if you're there, it'd be lovely to see you. Thanking you very much for all the support you show for the YouTube system. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy. Okay. Pisces. How you doing, Pisces? Let's just see what's going on for you. Let's see what's going on the relationship side. I think you're very affected by what is going on in the world around. And I think you're very affected by that Tower thing and how things are changing. I think it's going to affect your relationship side. It's going to affect you as a spirit as well, and what you're trying to achieve or what you're trying to experience in the way of sort of love and so forth. But it helps you as well to orientate yourself towards your future. So it helps you to really unify your good self with someone else because of a Tower moment in your life. And it opens a fantastic door which allows you to experience something which I think you're gonna really, really enjoy. Yeah, look at that, you got the King of Cups. I think this change that's being brought in by the universe, because the collective is understanding a lot more, is helping you to feel a lot more at home actually than in the old vibration, and feeling a lot more home with the people that are around you. And that will allow you to convert emotions into reality within your world. And look at that, you get the Ace of Swords. I think this is really opening up for your beautiful victory. It's making a lot of vibrant energies around you, which does push you on and opens big doors in regards of connecting with the people that correspond to you more than anything else. So you can integrate that within your life. And then you get the Empress, which I said at the top there as well. You're creating a whole new world because of that Tower moment. And through that Tower moment, the Empress card here, she sat upon her emotions. She has the control over her emotions. And I think you do as well, Pisces. And I think you're being very cool about life in this month here, or you should be very cool about life in this month. And if you are really cool about life, that's when you can get the great victories within your life that's going to make you feel at one with everything and emotionally secure, but also allow you to convert your emotional state into reality. And that could be converting your emotions into, say, like marriage or love or whatever it is. It can certainly play very well for you. And I think it makes you very, very desirable as well, Pisces. So, I think you should flirt it and flaunt it in a way. I think it's going to open a lot of doors for you. Let's see what's going on your financial side. This is all about the karmic path. It's all about sort of kind of going, yeah, this is what we should be doing, and sticking by your guns. It plays into the moon and the strength card, but also goes straight up as well to the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups. And this is where I think you're going to be one of the loud voices about change, and really, you're going to be a bastion for opening up the economy, opening up the way in which we do business. So it becomes a lot more sort of proactive than just reactive, as it were. And I think you're going to really enjoy this. It's going to make you feel, you know, almost like a militant in a way for something. And you get the Strength card again. Yeah, I think you're really in line with this change, as I said, within the financial world, that I think is going to be happening within the collective space. And you're one of those people that or one of those signs that are helping to maintain the strength, the determination to get this through, to see it through. And you get the Two of Swords. I think, you know, Two of Swords is all about choices to be made. But actually, I think there is no choice here. I think it's pretty obvious to you where you should be going. You've taken off that blindfold there. You see the reality for what it is. And I think it makes you a leader, not just in your life, but in the world or the immediate surroundings you. So if you've got a business and a project, or you know, you're going off a career path, apply that within your life. You know, be that leader, be that leading company. You know, and even if it's just a case of a jewelry stand, you know, being a leader within jewelry making, of doing something a little bit innovative and pushing the boundaries, I think is really good for you. And you get the Chariot. The moment you do, things are going to go very, very quickly. And you're going to help society to go very, very quickly as well, and really advance enormously within the changes that need to be made. And the changes are an integration of the application of everybody in society within that. So we're all participants. And I think you're very good at stimulating that participation within other people that are around you. And you can use that to your advantage within your business and your projects and your career path. Anyway, Pisces, thanking you very much. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Your weekly reading comes out on Friday. I will see you there for that. Thanking you very much. I'll see you there as well. Maybe for the energy updates and the other spiritual and energy videos that we do on this sort of channel. I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.